Hey guys, this video is meant to help you with getting more out of your calculator in your math classes. Your calculators can do a whole lot of things that you may not be aware of, so I'm making this video to help you out. Okay, so we're going to cover converting answers to fractions and to decimals and vice versa, and how to make sure your calculator is properly following the order of operations, as well as how to store answers and recall equations that you used previously so that hopefully you can be a little bit quicker. Okay? So let's start off with an example. Let's do 12/7 times 5/9. Okay? So there's my answer as a decimal, okay? But I can convert this answer to a fraction by hitting Math, and then the first option that pops up is arrow frac, which means convert this answer to a fraction. And if I hit enter, it will show me that the answer was 20/21. Okay? So this can also be used in the same way if you go back to Math, and you can convert that to a decimal again by going to number 2, which is arrow dec, to convert it to a decimal again. Okay? Now, let's make sure that we know how to follow our order of operations properly. If you don't pay attention to how you enter things in your calculator, you may get an answer that isn't quite what you wanted. So let's use that same example, only let's try to instead this time multiply the numerator first and then divide it by the total denominator. Okay? So I'm going to multiply 12 times 5 and then divide it by 7 times 9. Oh dear. That's 77, and our previous answer was 0.95. The issue with this was that we didn't put parentheses around our denominator. In doing that, we would have gotten the same answer as we had gotten before. So make sure that you put parentheses around any denominators that include multiple terms or exponents that include multiple terms. As you see here, we get the same answer as we got before by doing that. Okay? Also make sure, as I said, that you do this with exponents. So if I put 2 to the 1/2, if I'm taking the square root of 2 like this, that's different to your calculator than doing 2 to the 1 divided by 2, which is 1. Okay? So make sure to follow with your parentheses. Okay. Next, let's go over storing an answer to use for later. Okay? So let's start with 12 plus 5. Okay. So I have 17, and I want to use that answer later in another equation. So to do that, I can use the store feature of my calculator, which is the stow arrow button. Okay, so that will store the answer, and you can store it as any of the green alphabetic symbols. Okay, so I'll store this as alpha A. Okay, and in doing that, then I can recall that alpha A at any time by just selecting that. So let's say I wanted to find 12 times 17. I could do 12 times alpha A, enter, and there's your answer. Okay? Also, remember that you can also recall equations very quickly by using the second entry key. And in doing that, you can pull up, I think, up to 10 of the previous equations that you have already used. So let's keep going through that, and I can cycle back all the way to even before I cleared this screen. And let's say I wanted to get back to this example, only now I wanted to multiply it by A. I can do that. Okay? So hopefully this video helps you out a little bit with your calculators, and good luck to you guys in your future math classes.